Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Anna, also known as the Slay Goddess, and I welcome you to my channel. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to get into this easy, beginner-friendly Thanksgiving beat, okay? You know, everybody likes to slay and look their best whenever their family comes to see them. And I got you. I got you. I got you with this beginner-friendly beat where you will slay to the gods. If this is something that you're interested in, stay tuned for what we got next. And before you do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Before you do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, guys, so I have already started with my eyebrows already filled in. So we're going to go ahead and jump into priming our lids. And so what we're going to prime with today is the e.l.f. primer. Well, excuse me, not primer, concealer. I recently purchased this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And baby, listen, I did not know. Like, bruh, the consistency of this is everything. I tend to actually like to get a lighter color, personally. Just because I like to actually work with brighter colors. And you actually get more of a color payoff when you actually go in with a lighter color. But you can still do this with a night so light. But, I mean, baby, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it, right? I mean, you know, ain't nobody... We're trying to be easy because it's beginner friendly. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to take my beauty blender, and you can get these from anywhere, like beginner friendly. You're not really into the makeup. You don't have to go spend a whole lot on this beauty blender. You can definitely get them anywhere. And we're just going to pat this in and get that all over the eye here. Okay. And you guys, sorry about my lighting here. Like, we are really trying to do the best we can. You got to work with what you got. We beginner here, and not that it's excuses. I'm just letting you know, we starting out here. So welcome to my journey. So those of you, the real OGs, y'all gonna see me from with the lighting that won't all that good to when we bomb with all the lights. Like, I appreciate you in advance. Okay. So once we get all of this on, and sorry, I got to get in close. I got to make sure. Once we get that patted in good, what we're going to do now is, I do like to set this one with just a translucent powder here. I don't even remember what this is from. I feel like this came from a makeup kit that I tend to get because everyone in my family knows that I love makeup and friends. So they tend to get me makeup kits. So I'm pretty sure that came from here. So I'm sorry, I don't know where this is from. But I do that just to kind of set my crease, my eyelids here, so that we don't get any creasing in the concealer, because this does crease. I did realize that. And so that'll give us a smooth canvas to work with. So, like I said, now that we got that all primed, what we're going to do is, this is going to be real beginner friendly. Like, we going to do minimum colors here, okay? And what we're probably going to do is, most people tend to like to do a burgundy. Well, for this fall look, I'm going to do a burgundy brownish look. So I'm going to go into my Juvia's palette. Sorry, it's a little dirty. We put in work here. My Juvia's palette, excuse me. And we're going to work specifically out of this palette. If you don't have this, you can use anything that has the colors we're using. You should be able to create this look. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start with Benito. I don't know if that's right, but we're going to go with this color here. And I'm going to go in with a Morphe M573 brush, just a kind of fluffy brush. I love Morphe brushes. They're actually pretty reasonable. At Ulta, eyeshadow brushes are probably like maybe $8, $7, $8. Start small, get you a couple. Build your brushes up. Because again, I mean, if you haven't been doing makeup like that, build your brushes up. I mean, and honestly, I didn't realize that Morphe, okay, they get the job done. So, just when, you in there, get you a brush or two. Eventually, you'll build your brushes up and you'll have enough. Me, I don't have a whole lot yet, but we're getting there. So, what I'm going to do is take this color, and I'm just going to pat that in. Hope you guys can see that. I'm going to pat that in right here on the lower part of the eye. And what we want to do is kind of just deposit or place the color where we want it. And then we're going to kind of blend up. And I'll show you what I mean shortly. So what I like to do is go ahead and kind of place it and kind of try and get the color a little bit of how saturated I want it, just so I know, how many times I need to dig back into the palette. That way, we know what we're working with. Because you should start with less first, because you put too much on, you can be blending for days. And as a beginner, sometimes you like, bro, I don't have time for this. So you want to kind of start small and work your way up. And so what we're going to do is just kind of blend that upwards. Blend it upward. And then we'll just put a little bit more back in there. And blend upward. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm here for a nice beat to sit on my couch, okay? Because all the family is coming. And so, I mean, who doesn't want to beat their face, and that everybody's coming. Now, personally, also, if I'm going to somebody's house, I'm definitely going to beat my face, okay? Because, I always look for a reason to slay. I don't really have to have a reason to slay, but it's Thanksgiving, why not? Now, what's funny is what I notice is I feel like if you're going to spend Thanksgiving with your new bae, you're kind of really like, you don't really know how much makeup you should do, or if you should put makeup on, because you don't want everybody to be like, oh, she's so extra. Sis, I am extra. My name is probably beside the definition of extra, okay? And I'm okay with it. I am totally okay, because guess what? My man is also extra. So it just works. So please know that if I'm going somewhere, whether we just going to be sitting at the house eating turkey, my makeup will be done. Yes, that is a must for me. Now, to blend this up, what I like to use is a circular motion when going up, because it just kind of helps give you that seamless blend here. So a circular motion helps. We just keep doing that until, and you just kind of, the key to this is every time you go into a color, it may not always be the pigment that you wanted, which is again why I use a lighter color, because sometimes using your skin tone is not always going to pick up the color you want. You really kind of have to do a whole lot to get the pigment you want with some eyeshadows. Now, Juvia's Place is bomb. She gives you pigment. We don't have to worry about that. But do know that sometimes you do have to go back into the palette many times, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So, next. Okay, so now that we have our lid colors in, now we're going to go in with a M514 brush, which is a smaller, fluffy brush. I like to use this to kind of define what we're doing. So we're going to go in now with this darker, which is this orange color here. Now, don't be afraid. I know we said we was doing burgundy, but you can definitely use different colors than what you may think to kind of blend out the harsh edges to kind of give you what you wanted. So this is color number 2. So what we're going to do is just take this and go over the edges of that burgundy color. And what that does is blend out those harsh edges. It blends out the bonito to give us more of a blended look there. And it actually kind of, because we'll actually go back into Bantu in a minute and kind of deepen that up. But you see how that blends out, and we're still keeping that burgundy color, but we use that to kind of help blend things out. And just blending out the edges. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're blending. one thing I didn't know when I was beginning is that I always, because I'm always on Pinterest looking at makeup looks and watching other YouTubers, and I was like, how did you get that color? So I was the one that used to be like putting the whole burgundy everywhere because I thought that was the way it went. And then when you watch it, you're like, how the world did you put the burgundy and the orange and that all came out? Like, I don't understand how that worked. But honestly, I'm trying to tell you the best thing to do is work on that blending. Your eyeshadow, like, bro, like me personally, I don't wear like full face makeup all the time, but I do wear eyebrows and eyeshadow every day. And for me, those are the two things that I like to practice on the most is blending eyeshadow and eyebrows, because I want a seamless blend and a seamless eyebrows. And trust me, these don't happen overnight. I have good days, I have bad days. And blending, sometimes it doesn't always come out the way I wish it would. But the thing is that you have to commit. Like, even when it seems like it gets a little scary, like if you don't really like dark colors, you're probably like, OMG, I have really like dropped the ball here. But you really just have to commit to it and see it all the way through, because before you know it, it's gonna get better. So I am gonna go back in with my M573 brush and go back into the Benito and go right there in the crease, and just to give me a little depth and darkness there, just to kind of deepen that up just a little bit. You can also, if you have another M514 brush, you can actually go back in with that as well, but that's just going to give us a little depth and make it just a little darker for us. Again, do that on the same side and just staying right there in that crease, kind of where that socket is, and kind of doing a windshield wiper motion right in there. Now, when blending out the edges, I kind of do a more circular ordeal, because you kind of don't want it to go all out of the place. You kind of want to concentrate it in where you're trying to go. Okay. So next, we're going to go in with our last color. So this is a 3-color eyeshadow look. And this is a Wet n Wild fluffy brush. I actually got this from Dollar Tree. Listen, do not sleep on Dollar Tree, okay? Wet n Wild be in there. I have seen some e.l.f. products in there. Do not sleep on Dollar Tree, honey. Dollar Tree is coming up. It's coming up. So what I'm going to actually do is to kind of get us where we want to go, to kind of get not so dark all the way up to that eyebrow. We're going to go in with Cameroon, so this light tan here, and we're going to get that on the brush and tap off some of the excess. And again, we're just going to put that right over top of darker. And what that does is blend out darker and make everything kind of seamless. Now, sometimes you don't have to go all the way up there. I didn't mean to go that high, but hey, we're here now. We did take it up a little high, so I'll probably kind of highlight that just a little bit. But all that does is just blend out everything, and everything becomes a seamless blend. So it doesn't change the color of anything. So you don't have to worry about sometimes when you're going in with, you know, an orange and you were starting with a burgundy look, that's going to actually change the color, because they're all kind of, once you blend that in there to them, they kind of complement each other, and they kind of just all blend together, helping each other do what we need to do. Teamwork makes the dream work. So this was something that you could create at home, and I hope to see you in our next channel, on my next video. Love you guys. Bye.